See, and you're almost creating a little melody-ish kind of thing. So as long as you hit your target, you know, what comes in between is the artistry of it, you know, is the creative part. And once again, you know, how did you know to do that? Well, I just played the way I feel, you know. And what I felt like was being on G when we needed to be on G, and on C when we needed to be on C, but what I felt like in between was this incredible musical muse that came barreling down through the cosmos and back in my head and came out in my fingers.
Blew your picks right off.
Yeah, it was stunning. But really what it was this, you know.
So Alan, when you play a song and you play it, you know, the same song, it's never the same. It's how you feel, right?
That's it. But how you feel is kind of, you've already tried all these things.
Right.
And I always say you can only do one thing at a time. And whatever that one thing is what you felt like doing. Right. But you're in charge of it. You don't have to wait to read tablature or anything. You just kind of do it.
So all these albums that I've listened to you, all these cosmic sounds, everything, it was an illusion, right? It was all on the whiteboard.
Well, that's a really good point. It's the illusion of music, isn't
Yeah,
it?
right.
It is. I always say, you know, everything is made up.
Yep.
You know, you just make it up.
Yeah.
So if you like Beethoven, he just made it up.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah,
he just, everything is made up.
You got a great talent for explaining it to us.
Oh, good. Yeah, and you get to make it up yourself because they did these same things. And what is this song? And I can't play it really. Lean on me. See, that's all I have to do is that. You go, oh man, that's Lean on Me. Well, what it is the first 1, 2, 3, 4 of the system.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you go, hold it.
That's familiar.
Yeah.
What was that?
I said, that's familiar.
Yeah, it's like, oh my gosh, they just made that up. But they didn't, you know, I mean, they just identified it and used it. It's like, you know, having to pay somebody every time you use a crescent wrench. You know, oh, I invented that, you have to pay me to use that crescent every time you use a crescent wrench. Well, the same way with music, if you had to pay for every time you did this, nothing would happen. Okay, now, if you go to the third group, and we're not going to, because there's just not enough time to go through them all, I'm going to say, let's say you've already done it. And what it is, it's out of this D shape, and they sound like this. They're the same things. They're G, A minor, B minor, C, D major, both major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G. And I should point out the F sharp diminished is called F sharp diminished because we're going through the scale. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. But what it is also is it's the top part of a seventh, a D seventh. Right. So it's like the D in the key of G, D seventh is the dominant of G. So it don't get lost in the what you call it.
The theory.
Yeah, it's just they call it diminished because it is a diminished chord, but it also is the top part of a D seventh, so it sounds very natural in the flow of things. Okay. So now we have these, and I can do the same thing we did our little backup. So it's the same thing. It's just a different voicing of those things. And also, don't think that when you're playing in any of these systems that you have to stay there. This is just a way to teach it and to organize it and to look at it. When you get to playing, they run over each other. You can see this is G, there's E minor, there's B minor. I mean, they're all tangled up. So you could, for instance, you could go up in one system and down in another. And you don't even have, you could, I don't know if I've never done this, so I could go up, I could go A, B minor, C, you know, the same A minor, B minor to C, but the A minor is from one set and the B minor is from another set, and the C, you know, you don't get locked into thinking.
Mix it up.
Yeah, after a while, because your fingers, they're all right in the same areas. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. But just don't think that you have to there's any rule that says you have to do this or that or the other. It's just describing the tools. You don't always have to use the crescent wrench. You could actually use a wrench that fits exactly. So, you know, just stuff like that. Okay, now, moving right along, this is where it gets really cool, I think, and even get closer to the